Hello, everyone out there in Rumble X and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to talk some more about the latest episode of And Just Like Crap. That's right, your favorite show and mine, And Just Like Crap. I'm actually not watching any other shows. This is the only show that I'm watching on a regular basis. I ain't got time for this stuff, okay? I got a lot going on in my life right now. I've got lots of responsibilities. I also have a personal life, believe it or not, So, and I'm a dad, I'm a father, I'm a single father, yeah, I got a lot of things to do. But I find time to watch this abortion because I am a completist, and I promised you a long time ago that I was going to review every single episode of this thing, okay, of this dog show. That's what it is, a dog show, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to review every episode of this dog show. Okay, I actually reviewed. For those of you who don't know, I actually reviewed this show first, and then after I reviewed the first season of this, that's when I decided that I would go back and review every single episode of Sex and the City, because I used to watch it back in the day. Okay, back in the late '90s, early 2000s. So I decided to go back in time and rewatch all those episodes, okay? And I review them all, and they're on this channel, okay? I've reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. It's already on here, so I know what I'm talking about, all right? I know what I'm talking about, okay? And I decided to do that after I reviewed the first season of this abortion here, okay? And my opinion has not really changed. The show's gotten worse. For example, this episode, what the hell happened? Nothing happened in this episode. Okay, 90% of this episode was spent inside of Carrie's house. Okay, I mean, what the hell is this? I understand that these episodes cost a lot of money. I mean, they're filming in New York. Okay, they got to block off all these streets. They got to close off all these expensive restaurants and stores in order to film there, and that costs a lot of money. I get it. Okay, much less pay the actors and all that stuff, and then of course the producers and the directors, their friends got to be in the episode too, which is clearly what's going on here. All right, so I get all that. All that costs a lot of money. To film in New York costs a lot of money, so I know they're spending a crap load of money on this show. So what do you do to save money? Okay, what do you do to save money to fulfill the entire season? Okay, because it probably costs about, I'm guessing maybe it costs like something like $400,000 to film Carrie walking across the street on Broadway. Okay, they got to close off the traffic. They got to hire all the amounts of rented vehicles. They got to hire all the extras. They got to light the whole street. They got to do everything, right? So that costs a lot of money. I'm pretty sure the permits and everything. So so what do you do when you run out of money? Okay, on your super expensive show. Okay, just think about that. It probably costs them about $300,000 just so they can film like a 1-minute scene inside of like a Tiffany's jewelry store. Okay, I mean, that's just ridiculous. Okay, that's where this money's going. Like, who the hell's got money like that to burn? All right, that's clearly where this money's going. It's great that they're spending money on this show. Okay, I mean, this show looks expensive. I will say that for you. It does not look cheap at all. This isn't some sitcom budget. This isn't some freaking sci-fi channel or some a streaming show budget. Okay, this is like outlandish. I mean, this is like this is what the money they spend like on a movie. Okay, but I mean, they're spending all this money for a 45-minute episode. That's crazy. All right. In this episode, clearly they're trying to save money. So how do you save money on this episode? Well, it's simple. Just make most of the episode take place in someone's house. Now, we already know Carrie's house is like unfurnished. Okay, there's no really furniture there. Okay, she has no couch. Okay, she has no no dining room. Okay, she has no TV set, nothing. Okay, she got nothing. Okay, this is ridiculous. She's been living in this house for over 2 years now, and she hasn't bought anything. This is ridiculous. What else has she got to do? She's got nothing else to do but work on her crappy little turn of the century Wuthering Heights ripoff of a book, or or what? What does she got to do? Hang out with her friends? I mean, go to expensive restaurants? Go to Broadway shows? Okay, these are like first world problems. Okay, she has no fucking problems. Okay, her friends have no real problems. Okay, not really. The only one who's really got a problem is Harry, and he's dealing with it pretty damn well. Okay, so they have no real problems, so it's hard for me to empathize with them. You know, on Sex and the City, you know, yes, they were rich back then too, except Carrie was blue collar working class, okay, but everyone else was rich. Okay, Samantha owned her own PR firm, which was very successful. Miranda was a Harvard graduate working at a prestigious law firm, okay, in New York. Charlotte, well, she worked at a gallery, but you know, she just dated like rich guys, okay? I mean, she was married to a multi-millionaire who just gave her everything for nothing. Okay, all she had to do was, you know, was have sex with him if he could get it up. Trey, yeah, he's the one that left her the apartment that they're living in right now. Like, what kind of man does that? What kind of man just like, oh, you're right, you know, I was a bad husband here, just take everything. Like, no guy does that. That was ridiculous back then too. Okay, but she doesn't really have to work because Harry provides for her on this show. Okay, he's a partner in his law firm. Okay, he's a divorce attorney for like super rich people. Okay, so he makes a buttload of money. Okay, so it's like, you know, she doesn't need to work. You know, so none of these women are really struggling. You know, I mean, look at even Lisa. Okay, her husband is running for city comptroller. Okay, he's also a Harvard graduate. Okay, he pays for everything in his apartment. Okay, he pays for the private schools that his 3 children go to. Okay, he fucking buys Lisa's fucking wardrobe for her. Okay, she dresses like a freaking like a goddamn African fucking was it an African sky glider. Okay, that's what she dresses like. Okay, she dresses like a fucking kaleidoscope. Okay, like a fucking Cosby Show reject. Okay, from the early '90s. That's what Lisa dresses like. Okay, and it's just like, this is dumb. This is dumb, okay? And yet at no time does anyone on this show acknowledge the men. At no time does anyone give any credit to the men. The men that are fucking bankrolling their entire lifestyles. Okay, no, the men are all emasculated. Okay, they're all treated like crap. They're all portrayed as stupid. Okay, as cowards. Okay, or every once in a while they'll just be a jerk. You know, just get like an asshole or something like that. But all of them are fall into those categories or a mixture of those categories, okay? And it's not just this show, it's most of Hollywood. They just came out with a new Superman movie this weekend, okay? And from what I haven't seen the movie yet, but from what I've heard, okay, it's the same shit. Okay, Superman is a beta male, okay? He's a pussy. He gets beat up the whole movie. Women tell him what to do. You know, okay, you know. I mean, the dog, okay, has more self-confidence than he does. Okay, and this is just ridiculous. I'm tired of this shit. I am tired of this crap. They need to put me on the show. No, I don't mean the fucking gay version of me that they put on the show, okay, to screw Lily, okay? No, I don't mean that. I mean, they need a man on this freaking show. Get a real fucking man on this show. Just one man that actually acts like a man, okay, on this show would switch everything around. And to be honest with you, I think women would like it. The gay guys, maybe not so much, but the women would like it. I think they would, okay? Because I've known strong women. First of all, there's all types of women in this world. There are strong women. They do exist, okay? But they're not all strong. Okay, most of them are strong sometimes and weak at other times, okay? But you never know that from watching the show, okay? These women are always strong. They're all strong and independent, okay? The only time that they have a crisis of confidence is when it involves another woman, okay? They don't really give two shits about the men. Okay, so there's that. Okay, but if you put a real man in the show, okay, from my understanding of women, I've known lots of women in my life. Some of them are strong, some of them are weak. Okay, just like everywhere else in the world, just like there's strong men, there's weak men. Okay, strong women want. Yes, they're used to being in charge. They're used to making decisions. Okay, they're used to being obeyed. Okay, especially in their work. All right, but no woman wants to be that all the goddamn time. No woman wants to work her fucking 60 hours a week at her fucking corporation, okay, where she has all this responsibility, only to come home and start having to do that again in her household. You see what I mean? Sometimes, most of the time, okay, I think women want someone else to take care of that shit, okay? Like, can you imagine having to run all these things at your job and then to come home and have to run everything there too? You know, the groceries, make sure the bills are paid, make sure, you know, your kids have a ride to soccer practice, you know, make sure all this crap is getting done, okay, on top of everything you got to do at work, okay, that's too much for one person. That's not fair. One person should have to deal with all that stuff. You see what I mean? So if a woman's going to have all this responsibility, you know, she wants to know that someone else is taking care of the other shit. That she doesn't have to worry about it, okay? She just wants to come home and fucking, and, you know, maybe watch her stupid ass shows or some Outlander or the fuck is on streaming right now, okay? Whatever fucking wife I'm going to cheat on my husband and get paraded for it, okay? Show is on streaming right now. You see what I mean? That's what they want. And you know what? Guys want that too, okay? But we're not talking about men right now, okay? We're talking about women, okay? That's what they want, okay? They want to just put that part of them away for a little while. Not all the time. A lot of women that are in charge, they like being in charge. They like telling people what to do. They like juggling all these different responsibilities, okay? But they just don't want to do it all the goddamn time. It's like if you were a bodybuilder, okay, and you're lifting weights all fucking day long, and what happens when you get home? You lift more weights. And what happens when you wake up in the middle of life? You lift more weights. And then what happens the first thing you do when you get up in the morning? You lift more weights. I mean, this is ridiculous. Eventually, you'll be like, God damn it, just put the weights down, okay? Let's just fucking sit down and watch fucking a Roseanne or some shit, you know what I mean? Just something, okay? God damn it, you don't have to fucking do that all the time. You shouldn't have to do that all the time. Let someone else take care of this stuff every once in a while. You see what I mean? Okay, and that's not just a woman thing, that's a human thing. That's a human thing. You know, men are like that too. Can you imagine if we spent all our day busting our ass at work only to come home and have a woman fucking yelling at us on how we don't do enough for her? You know what I mean? Or how we're fucking an absentee, how we're fucking, you know, we're doing as Charlotte says to Harry, you're just doing the bare minimum. The bare minimum, bitch? Okay, I'm the one out there busting my ass to support this entire fucking family, including you. What the fuck are you doing? You gotta take the fucking kids to school, even though they're fucking like 17 and 18 years old. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, you're hanging out with your fucking girlfriends getting fucking shit-faced. You're going to your fucking, hanging out with your Gen Z fucking coworkers and hanging out at fucking nightclubs all fucking night long till 8 in the fucking morning, doing blow and some shitty ass fucking dancing and flirting with guys. Okay? So don't fucking tell me I do the bare fucking minimum. You don't do nothing. But hey, right. But yeah, what do I know, right? After all, I'm not a character on this show, right? Okay, but anyway. That's true. If they were to have a real man on the show, and no, Aiden doesn't count. Aiden's not fucking there. First of all, he's a cuck. Second of all, he's a fucking soy boy pussy. Okay, and third of all, he doesn't even fucking live there. He lives in fucking in Virginia. Okay, so he can't be there to run shit. He's a country boy. What the fuck was he doing in New York to begin with? You know, it makes no fucking sense. But anyway, you know, there's no real man on the show. Okay, Duncan Reeves is not a real man. Okay, this is a fucking guy. This guy's a closeted homosexual who's trying to hide it by acting butch. Okay, he always wears brown and tan and these muted colors. Okay, he's always unshaven. Okay, he's always got this disposition. You know, his British accent. He's a fucking hermit. He has no friends. He lives in solitude. He's by himself. He cooks himself some bullshit stew. He doesn't do a goddamn thing except fucking try to fucking work on Margaret Thatcher's life story. I mean, this guy does he ever even leave his fucking apartment? We only see him leave his apartment twice. I mean, this guy is like nothing. He's nothing. And the only reason we're supposed to be interested in him is because apparently he's an established writer. He's a famous writer of nonfiction. Who gives a shit? Who cares about this guy? This guy's not interesting. He almost fucking set the whole apartment building on fire, for Christ's sake. This guy is nothing. He's nothing. He's not impressive at all. He has no fucking charm. There's nothing to this guy. The only reason he's there is so that Carrie can have a potential love interest. That's it. What the fuck would this guy want to do with Carrie anyway? She's fucking too old. He's a famous, wealthy writer. He should be fucking, and apparently he's single too. It doesn't look like he has any kids, no wives. No, I mean, he lives by him fucking self. Of course he does. You can't have a guy on this show who actually is fucking happily married, who's actually, or has a girlfriend, is a steady girlfriend or some shit, right? And the ones that do, guess what? We find out later on, they broke up. Ooh, that means he's available now. Like, get the fuck out of here with this noise. This is a load of shit. Talk about plotting. There's no writing involved in this show. This is just like they have a character in here who's going to be a potential love interest. He tells another character, "Oh, I got a girlfriend though." Well, that shoots that down. So why the fuck did we even put him on the show then? If he's not going to be a fucking potential love interest, and only for like another episode later go like, "Oh yeah, well me and her broke up." Like what? What they broke up? Then why the fuck did you even mention her in the first place? Why the fuck did you even give him a girlfriend if you're not going to fucking use it? You see what I mean? This is a load of shit. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about this episode first, real quickly here. Okay, this right here, Diego knows and knows Diego. Okay, that's my ex right there by Elon Musk. Yes, that's X right there. Okay, Trump's former best friend right there. Okay, and then this here's my Rumble. Okay, Rumble. Okay, Diego de la Vega knows. That's my Rumble account there. All right. You can find these videos there as well. I have to post stuff there, not just on YouTube, because you know how YouTube is. You know, they don't like anyone who voted for Trump. They don't like him. Okay, so yeah, so that's that. All right, now let's actually talk about this episode. Okay, and Just Like Crap, season 3, episode 7. The title of this episode is called "They Want to Have Fun." Now, obviously, we know where this is coming from. It's from the Cyndi Lauper song from like I think it was 1983. Girls just want to have fun. Yes, you chicks still dance to it, even though you're in your 60s now. You go to some retro club. Okay, and then once they start playing that, also the women just walk in the door. Ah, the bachelorette party's here. Ah, you know, when come the guys, they see all these women going to the club. And they're like, "Hey, we want to go in there too." And then they walk in the club too, and they pretend that this is their favorite song too. "Oh, hey, I like it too." You know, all that kind of crap. All right, girls just want to have fun. It's a good song. I was a little kid when it came out. I always liked it. You know, I remember when Cyndi Lauper was actually Madonna's biggest threat back in the day. They were both competing with each other, okay, for the pop charts. Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. Where's Cyndi Lauper now? Where's Madonna now? Yeah. You know, well, Madonna ended up a lot more rich, okay? Well, she had more talent, okay? I hate Madonna, but she has definitely, out of the two, she had the more talent, definitely. All right. So yeah, girls just want to have fun. That's where they got this from. Okay. This episode spent a shitload of money. All their budget, I think, went towards buying the rights to use a lot of the songs in this episode. Because this episode is nothing but fucking songs from the 80s and some in the 70s. Okay. These are like chick songs, or if you're gay and you remember these songs, maybe your mom used to play it on the radio when you were sitting in the back seat of the fucking Honda Civic or something like that. That's where these songs came from. Okay. I didn't even know all these fucking songs. You know why? Because I'm not fucking gay. Okay. But I knew some of them. Some of them I remember my mom playing on the radio when she was driving us around to school and shit, right? Or the mall or whatever, okay? So I recognize some of the songs in here, but a lot of money was spent on rights, okay, to use, licensing rights to use songs in this episode, okay? So anyway, it starts out with Carrie visits Duncan downstairs, okay? Duncan reads, okay? And she says she finished his first chapter. He let her read the first chapter of his book, which he's writing. It's going to be a nonfiction story about Margaret Thatcher, the first female prime minister in the UK. And he has no confidence writing about a woman. Yet he's written all these books about men, but for some reason, nonfiction books about men, but for some reason, he's afraid he won't get the woman right. So he needs a woman's opinion, okay, for his woman story, because he's never done a woman before. Get the fuck out. It's nonfiction, for Christ's sake. All right? You're not writing a fucking romance novel or shit. Okay? You got her birthday. You got what her job was. Okay? I mean, there's lots of books that have been written about Margaret Thatcher. All right? So just read a few of them. That's all you fucking need to know. Okay? And just fucking do your rip-off version of the other fucking books that have already been done about her. Okay? There's nothing really you need to do special here. As long as you get the facts right, you've done your job. Okay? It's nonfiction for a reason. Okay? That means it's not fucking made up. Okay, so you don't have to worry about fucking how the man falls in love with her, or what he says to her to get her to spread her legs for him. You don't have to worry about that shit. Okay, you just got to write down who she fucking married and how long they were married, and that's all you got to do. Okay, it's not that fucking difficult. All this stuff is readily available. You go Google the whole fucking book, for Christ's sake. All right, you go Wikipedia the whole fucking book. All right, so what this fucking shit has got to do? I don't know how to write a book. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. People respond to stuff, okay? It's when you're dealing with nonfiction, okay? Now, if you're writing a romance novel, then you should be worried, okay? Why the fuck would you write a romance novel, okay? Because then you have to fucking get the pussy wet, okay? Or else you're going to put the book down, okay? That's different, Okay, then you gotta fucking tap into fucking your experiences with women and what fucking worked and what didn't. But since you're clearly a fucking closeted homosexual, or you just fucking don't like women at all, okay, you stay away from them, okay, whatever, you wouldn't be able to handle that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, but that's not what they're doing on this show. They're making, oh, I have to get a woman's opinion. Get the why get Carrie's opinion then? Why the fuck would you want Carrie's opinion? Why don't you ask your mom or some shit, right? What the fuck? Or your sister? Why does it have to be fucking Carrie? Why is the future of your book dependent on your upstairs neighbor? Okay, this is a load of shit. Anyway, so that's going on here, okay? She loves his first chapter, okay? And now she's afraid to show him her first chapter for her book because she's writing it's historical fiction. She's writing a book about an over-the-hill slut who lives in her building, but it's 1846, so it's not her story, okay? Who likes to take the cock. All right, and all the sacrifices she has to make in trying to stay faithful to her fucking absentee boyfriend. Yeah, that's what she's writing about, okay? Okay, and it takes place in her house. All right, so that's going on here, okay? The next scene we have is Lily. Lily, that is Harry and Charlotte's adopted Asian daughter, played by a 29-year-old woman, but she's playing a 17 or 18-year-old girl here. And Lily's upset because her gay boyfriend dumped her on over the phone, I guess. All right. Now her gay boyfriend's name is Diego. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I thought too when I saw that episode that introduced him. He's a gay ballet dancer, okay, with a camel toe. Okay, the fucker's hung like an elevator button, according to those tights he was wearing. But anyway, yeah. So she's in love with him. Of course she is. It turns out that he likes to fuck guys too, and she's cool. Not only is she cool with it, like she's happy. That he's so open about his sexuality, that he's not afraid, of societal norms and, with all the bullshit woke libtard crap, okay, that everyone on the show is involved in. All right, so she's cool knowing that her boyfriend likes to get fucked in the ass, okay, by men. All right, she's cool with it as well, as long as she gets him every other weekend, okay. So yeah, but he dumped her apparently, and so now she's upset about it. And by upset, I don't mean she's crying, okay, oh, my heart break. No, she's like, ah! Like that for the whole fucking episode, okay? Just like that, okay? And how is that any different from every fucking episode? This is the exact same way she acted when she didn't get the fucking, when she didn't get the goddamn, was it the keyboard that she wanted for her birthday? Remember that? She did the same way she acted for that. Same way she acts for fucking everything. Everything on this fucking show, okay? She's a spoiled brat, a narcissistic, entitled fucking bitch. Okay, she tells her parents what to do. She tells everybody what to do, and so does her sister, the fucking clearly gay fucking rock, the goddamn fucking communist there. Okay, they're both the same fucking way. They don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. Okay, they're always talking about how you need to do better, and you need to do better, and you need to do better. Yet they've never fucking experienced fucking life. Okay, this is a load of fucking shit. This is how they're trying to get the women, the young girls involved in this show to go fucking libtard, is by watching shit like this. These are the role models. This is what they want to be a fucking slut. Okay, Lily was over here earlier on this show. She had her mom to go into a blizzard outside to get her condoms because she forgot to buy her condoms before she went to go fuck the guy. And if her mom doesn't go out into fucking 20 below zero weather to get her condoms, then she's just gonna have to fuck him without a condom. And so, of course, Sean's racing around New York City during a blizzard trying to find a CVS to buy condoms for. I mean, this is the kind of shit that Lily does, okay? Okay, she has no fucking respect for her parents. She emasculates her dad, okay? She defies her mom. She tells everybody what the fuck to do, okay? She acts like she fucking knows everything, and so does her fucking sister. They're both the same fucking thing. This is ridiculous. It's like, you know what, this is bad parenting. This is bad fucking parenting. Moving right along. Okay, so Diego dumped her, okay, and it's probably he probably dumped her for a cock meat sandwich. Okay, that's why he dumped her, okay? Because he saw this big fucking cock and he just couldn't resist. Okay, he knew right then and there where his heart really belonged. Okay, and so that meant Lily had to take the fucking boot. All right? So sad, Lily. My heart bleeds for you. It really does. Okay, now you got all that. Now you got infected with AIDS for nothing. I know. Tragedy. Moving right along, okay. All the women, of course, go to the Hot Fellas. That's the gay bakery owned by Anthony. Okay, where all the men, they're all like bodybuilders, okay, and doing steroids, and they're serving bread to people, okay, in these tight fucking denim rompers, okay, which makes no fucking sense. Like clearly these men are all gay. I'm pretty sure all the actors here don't realize that they're being like, dude, you're not gonna get a job working anywhere like this, okay? This is gonna be on your resume, okay? If you ever wanted to be like a Bradley Cooper or a Channing Tatum in the future or something like that, or you know, or like you know, if you ever want to be like a leading man, you know, ever in the future, okay? This right here, you walking around, okay, with your steroid muscles and this tight fucking denim romper is gonna prevent you from getting those roles ever in the future, okay? This is what you're gonna be remembered for. All right. Now that may get you fucking, you know, it may get you fucked in the ass a lot by a bunch of gay producers and stuff. Okay, but it's not going to get you any fucking leading man roles. Okay, you know why? Because women aren't going to fucking want to see you, and men definitely don't want nothing to do with you. Okay, so you've lost your audience, or your potential audience is gone because of your acting choices back here on this show. Okay, yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad. Okay, that's how desperate people are in Hollywood to work. Okay, is they're willing to fucking do this to themselves. Okay, and apparently all the guys here in this bakery don't realize it's a gay bakery. They think it's just a normal job. Okay, which can you imagine being a guy, you know, and you walk into this place to fill out an application, and you're like, oh, wait a minute here. I don't think so. Okay, and how the fuck does Anthony get away with only hiring these type of guys? Okay, this is a fucking loss. This is discrimination right there. Okay, what if some fat guy walked in the door to fill out an application and Anthony refused to give him one because he's fucking fat? That's a lawsuit right there. Even Hooters, which is going out of business now, even Hooters had to cave in and start hiring fat chicks in their restaurants, okay, because that was discrimination. They even had to hire guys as waiters because that was discrimination. How is it that Anthony can get away with this? Okay, and this is not even a gay neighborhood, okay, where nobody would complain. This is like an irregular neighborhood. This is around the corner from the private school that Charlotte and Lisa's kids go to. This makes no fucking sense at all, okay? How the fuck are you supposed to make money when you only cater to gay men? This is ridiculous. And on this show, not only are the women attracted to Giuseppe, that's Anthony's boyfriend who works there with his big dick, okay, but even the men are all attracted to the men in there, okay? So you've got a line of ugly women and gay guys that are all attracted to the men that are in there, and that's why they're doing phenomenal business. You're basically saying that every guy that walks by the fucking bakery is secretly gay, okay? Get the fuck. I know that's what the producers of the show think in real life, okay, but it's not fucking true. Okay? It's not true. And you're not going to get fucking people to watch your goddamn show if you start acting like this shit is true. It's not. God damn. Anyway. So that's going on here. Okay, they go to the gay bakery to talk and gossip and all that shit. Carrie compares Lily's breakup to the Bronte sisters, okay? Oh my God, high school relationship is just like the Bronte sisters. Okay, well, the Bronte sisters explains a lot of shit. Okay, who are the Bronte sisters? Are these three sisters that lived in the early 1800s. Okay, and they all wrote books that became very, very famous. And because these are like like when you go to college, okay, your lesbian feminist and professors, they make you read the Bronte sisters books, okay, because that's like the early examples of feminist literature. Okay, that's why they're always referencing shit like Little Women on this show, or Wuthering Heights, or Sense and Sensibility, and all that kind of fucking gay ass fucking lesbo shit. Okay, Virginia Woolf. That's why they're always referencing shit like that on this show. Okay, because the writers of the show all went to libtard universities that fucking gave them a doctorate in fucking the Bronte sisters. Okay, for those of you who don't know, the Bronte sisters wrote Wuthering Heights. Okay, they wrote Jane Eyre. Okay, they wrote all that fucking crap. All right, that's what they keep getting referenced to all the time. All right, the Bronte sisters, like I said, they're feminist literature icons. Okay, who published their novels using a male pen. No, I don't know what fake name they used, but they used a man's name to publish their books because it was easier if you pretended to be a man to get your book published than if you were, expose yourself as a woman. All right, so these lesbian sisters, they got Charlotte, who wrote Jane Eyre, that was in 1847. Emily, who wrote Wuthering Heights, that was also in 1847, and Anne, who wrote Tenant of Wildfell Hall, and that was in 1848. Okay, so all of them were famous for one fucking book. I think, I think Charlotte was famous for two books, but I don't give a shit about what the other one was. All right, but all of them came out around the same time, 1847, 1848. Carrie's book takes place in 1846. So you see where this is going, okay? All right, so that's going on here. All right, so yeah, so they're just a bunch of lesbos that push more progressive ideas to other lesbos. They're like the icons of fucking being a fucking lesbo. Okay, so that's going on here. All right, and Carrie is still she mentioned that she's still upset over her high school boyfriend breaking her heart in high school, and his name was Kevin Moss. Okay, and she says like he was way too into me. That's what he told. Of course, he's like into her too much, and that's why he broke up with her, because he was into her too much. Okay, that makes no fucking sense. Okay, and honestly, I thought that her high school boyfriend was Jeremy. Remember Jeremy? That was David Duchovny from the fucking X-Files. Okay, that was Jeremy. That was her high school boyfriend on Sex and the City, who showed up for one episode, and it turned out he was in the fucking mental institution. Remember that? And she had to go visit him there. Remember that? Okay, that was supposed to be her high school boyfriend. So who the fuck is this Kevin Moss guy? I have no fucking idea. Now, how did I know about David Duchovny being Jeremy? Because I reviewed that episode already. I remember. I know my Sex in the City. All right, moving right along. So that's going on, and Anthony arrives with some flowers or some shit, some plant in his hand, and he's there, of course, with his all fucking stuttering and shit, and just like fucking all spastic. Oh my god, I have to go buy this thing with his gay boys. Oh my god, I had to buy this plant because my boyfriend's mom is coming into town. Oh my god, that kind of shit, right? Okay, so he complains about some gay shit and something about Giuseppe's, his big dick boyfriend's mom is in town and he wants to make a good impression on her or whatever. Okay, next thing, Charlotte, nobody gives a shit because Charlotte tries to complain about how to deal with Lily's breakup. Okay, and without letting Miranda, now Miranda's sitting there too. Miranda does not know that Charlotte's husband Harry has cancer. Okay, because Harry made her swear to secrecy, but Carrie knows. She told Carrie last episode that her husband, Carrie, has cancer, has prostate cancer. But Miranda's sitting there, Miranda does not know. So of course, Charlotte being Charlotte, oh my God, my daughter's dealing with a breakup. How am I supposed to deal with that on top of everything else I got to deal with? And Miranda's like, well, what else do you have to deal with? And of course, this Charlotte, and Carrie's like, because they don't want Miranda to know, okay, about Harry's cancer. So that's going on, all right. And then finally, we don't get an answer, by the way, because Giuseppe walks in the door with his mom, okay, this older lady, okay. He arrives, okay, with his mom, and his mom's name is Gia. Now, that's not her real name. Her real name is like something like Danella, some shit. It's a long name, but everybody calls her, her friends call her Gia. Okay, so she arrives, okay, and of course she's got the thick Italian accent because Giuseppe's got an Italian accent because he's Italian. Okay, anyway, she meets the women and all that, and of course Charlotte, oh my God, your English is great. She's like, oh, that's because I'm from Buffalo, New York. She says like she went to Italy when she was a young woman and she fell in love with an Italian guy and she had a son. Oh, woo-hoo-hoo. All right, yeah, she had a gay son. Yeah, of course she did. She fell in love with a gay guy in Italy and had a gay son. Of course. All right, so that's going on here. Okay. Okay, she looks over and she sees one of like the gay male models in the tight romper and she assumes that this guy must be Anthony. Okay, like what the fuck, bitch? Like your son never showed you a picture of his boyfriend? Why would you assume? You see what I mean? It's just stupid little things like this that make no fucking sense. Well, of course, no, the bodybuilder muscular guy is not Anthony, okay? The real Anthony shows up, okay? He arrives complaining about he doesn't notice Gia there because he's looking at the plant in front of him. So he starts calling her his boyfriend's head shrinker mama, okay? And then he opens the plant and he sees Gia there. So clearly he just disrespected her, okay? And she makes a rude remark about him, okay? About like, oh, you should really put that down. That looks heavy for a man of your size, because clearly Anthony's short, right? Okay, so he's upset now, okay, because his boyfriend's mom doesn't fucking like him, okay, and she tells him to refer to her as, he's like, what do I call you, mama, Giuseppe's mama, my mama, what should I call you? And she's like, you can refer to me as Dottoressa Gianna Amato. So Anthony has to call her by her proper name, but her friends get to call her Gia. All right, get it? Okay, this is a classic fucking rom-com shit where the fucking mother-in-law doesn't like the... This is old, all right? This is old. Okay, only but it's for a gay relationship, because that's what this show is supposed to be about. Is that everyone's fucking gay on this show, all right? Anyway, next scene, Miranda and Carrie are walking and talking like they always fucking do. Carrie wants to plan a big birthday party for Charlotte to cheer her up. She needs more fun in her life, okay? And like I said, the reason Carrie wants to do this is because Charlotte's going through a lot right now with her husband's cancer diagnosis, but Miranda does not know this, okay? And for her birthday, and they say like, well, why so special? It's not like she's turning 60. Actually, she is turning 60, okay? Because Kristen Davis, who plays Charlotte, turned 60 in February of this year, okay? So yes, Charlotte is turning 60, okay? So that's going on here. Carrie won't tell Miranda what's really wrong with Charlotte. Instead, Carrie tells Miranda that Richard Burton, okay, yes, that is Charlotte's dog. Her dog's name is Richard Burton. She named her dog after two of fucking Liz Taylor's fucking ex-husbands. And by two, I mean that Liz Taylor married Richard Burton twice, the same guy. All right? So that's why she named her dog Richard Burton, because she has a fascination with Liz Taylor. Okay? So, and so Carrie tells Miranda that Richard Burton, the dog, has dog cancer. And that's why Charlotte's upset. Okay? And the dog is dying. Well, fucking everyone's dying. Okay? And Miranda decides that Charlotte needs a fun party. So that's Miranda's story arc here. Is she's going to make sure that Charlotte has just a fun party. Right? With a bunch of fucking queers. All right, moving right along. Seema is at some fucking gay fucking salon or beauty shop. I don't fucking know. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't understand a lot of this beauty shit. Okay? I don't fucking get it. I've never been to a beauty shop. I've never had my face worked on by a fucking transgendered fucking thing. Okay? Like Seema's doing here. Okay? So I have no fucking idea what's going on. It's something to do with her eyes, and they put some fucking shit on her cheeks. I have no fucking idea what all this shit is. I don't know what they're fucking doing. I have no fucking clue. Okay? So I don't even want to fucking comment on it. Because I have no fucking idea what. All I know is she's fucking sitting there in a beauty shop or some shit. She's complaining that she has to walk over there, okay, because it costs too much money to take a fucking taxi to go downtown and get her face properly done, her lashes properly done. So she decided just to walk over here because it's closer. Because she lost her driver. She has no driver anymore, so she has to take the bus now. She has to fucking take the train now. She actually has to walk to places now. And that pisses her off, okay, because she lost her job. All right? So she wants this thing, this trans fucking thing, I don't even know what the fuck you call this thing, to make sure her eyes are done right or some shit. I don't fucking know. Anyway. So that's going on here. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All right, okay, and but I do know that Seema tells this fucking thing with the fucking nails that, hey, it's okay, take your time. I've got 2 whole hours that I can sit here and let you work on me. And the fucking trans thing, okay, says something like, 2 hours? There's like 3 people waiting in line for me, or some shit like, fucking no. I don't fucking know. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care. It has nothing to do with the story. And not really. Okay, the next scene, we got 2 fucking animals enjoying coffee together at Joy's place. Okay, yes. There's 2 dogs, Joy and Miranda. Okay, and they're fucking sipping on their coffee on Joy's couch, and they're talking. Okay, and Miranda invites Joy to Charlotte's birthday party. Okay, and of course, Joy, being a fucking man-hating lesbo that she is, I think she hates most people, honestly, not just men. Okay, she doesn't want to fucking go. She likes dogs more than she likes people, which is why she loves Miranda so much. Okay, she smells they smell their own butts. Okay, and Joy refuses until Miranda tells her that Charlotte's birthday party is going to be special because her dog has dog cancer. Okay, and now Joy immediately is like, well, why didn't you lead with that? Oh my God, dog cancer is a tragic. Yeah, that kind of thing, right? Yeah, so Joy immediately worries, okay, if it's contagious. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Anthony calls Carrie. Okay, he calls Carrie in frantic, okay, because he's worried that Giuseppe's mom, Gia, hates him. Now, why the fuck doesn't he call Charlotte? Charlotte's supposed to be his He's supposed to be Charlotte's best gay friend, okay? Why the fuck is he calling Carrie? Okay, anyway, so Carrie, Corey is on the phone, and she tells Anthony that, hey, I know you don't like Gia. I know you're afraid Gia doesn't like you, but you know what? Gia does like me. In fact, she invited me to lunch. So me and Gia are going to go have lunch together. Okay, so she kind of rubs that in. Anthony, of course, is jealous. Okay, Anthony says, like, I love him. He loves me. He loves her, and she hates me. Well, yeah, he pretty much summed it up. Anthony is a funny guy. He is a funny guy. Mario Catone is funny. Okay, he has no filter. He just speaks whenever he wants. Okay, I get it. He is kind of a breath of fresh air on the show. Okay, he's one of the more entertaining characters. I liked him on Sex and the City because he wasn't there in every episode. But when he showed up, he always said something funny. You know, he always says what the people are thinking without saying it out loud. So that was always funny about Anthony. He has no filter. He just says what he feels, right? So he is very funny here. Okay, so I like Mario Cantone. I think he is funny. Okay, anyway, so and then of course Anthony tells Carrie, like, what's with her fake accent anyway? She's from fucking Buffalo. That's the home of the wings. You know, the home of the chicken wing. You know, and then he tells Carrie to put in a good word for him. Okay, to make him look good. Okay, because clearly Gia does not like him. All right. So at the restaurant, the super expensive restaurant, Gia and Carrie have a lunch date, okay? And she tells Carrie her life story, how she got with Giuseppe's dad when she was 21 and he was 49. Oh, that's not too different from me, actually. I remember my when I hooked up, when I got together with my son's mother, she was 23 and I was 41. So. Oh, well, right? Okay. Anyway, moving right along. So, yes, apparently Giuseppe's dad's name was Alessandro. Okay. And one of those gay Italian names. All right. Okay. And his teen children. Ooh, so he had kids already when she hooked up with him. Okay. And his teen children hated her. Of course they fucking hated her, okay? And that's why she became a shrink. That's why she quit going to art school and started studying psychiatry, okay? It's to figure them out. Not to figure herself out. Not her daddy issues, but to figure why the fucking kids don't want this fucking gold-digging bitch in their lives, okay? You know, she wanted to figure that out, right? That's why she went to psychiatry school. Okay, and of course she's drunk on Sansera. I don't know what the fuck they're drinking. Something alcoholic. Sankara, something like that. Anyway, Carrie doesn't give a shit. She immediately changes the subject and starts talking about Aiden. Okay, and how his kid, he has kids too. Aiden has kids, and how one of them, Wyatt, does not fucking like her. Well, the fucking kid's a psychopath with ADHD. He's not being treated for it. You know. And Gia says, like, oh, so you're the enemy too. And that's what they bond over, okay? And there's more to talk about here, but I'm going to stop my review, and I'll be back to continue my review of this piece of shit show. I thank you very much for watching this long. I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.